Sheesby Podcast, check it out.
The Sheesby audio experience.
Train by day, Sheesby Podcast by night, all day.
My name is Giovanni, and I run the Crypto Mega page on Instagram. I'm mainly known on Instagram. And I started in 2017 with crypto. Actually, I knew about crypto when I was, I think, 15, still in high school. But due to the deep web and this and that, because I remember when we had like classes and we went to the computer room with all my friends. We just downloaded Tor. We went in the deep web and we were like playing gangster, watching drugs and stuff on the darknet, and you saw the BDC logo there. But I was like, how do you get? Not that I wanted to buy. I mean, if someone is hearing this, and not that I wanted to buy drugs, organs, or stuff like that. But it was just fascinating, and I do remember I had an old laptop, and I remember going to Bitcoin dot something. It was like a weird website. I didn't know there were exchanges. I was super naive. Also, I mean, technically I was in high school, so definitely, even if I bought a BTC, I definitely would have bought like pennies because I had no money. But it was interesting because I went to this website, bitcoin.org, I think, or something like that. And I do remember downloading the Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin wallet. What wallet? I don't know. But since I had an old laptop, it took forever to sync. So I do remember my laptop was on for like 5 days. It was like 20%, 30% sync with the blockchain. Similar to when you download the Daedalus wallet from Cardano. It took forever to sync back in the days. So I just said, you know what, maybe it's just a scam. My PC is slow, I don't know. Because I didn't know you had, exchanges, and so you could actually buy it from exchanges. So I thought, without this functioning, I cannot buy BTC. And from there, I just left it completely until in 2017, I actually talked with a friend about BTC. It was like, hey, yeah, I just invested in BTC. And I said, BTC, I mean, it's still a thing. And I think it was September. And so it was around $2,000-3,000 in September 2017. It was 2,000-3,000 in that range, and I just threw in $50, just on Coinbase, $50. And from there, I just kept on DCAing, and of course I made zero money in 2017. Zero. I was a completely beginner. I do remember like buying Cardano when it was listed on Bittrex in at 0.01 something. But I was starting out, so I just constantly were flipping cryptos. Bought a project, couldn't even hold it for like 24 hours. Just flipped, made zero money, and that's it. So I was at university. I graduated like 2 years ago in economics, in like business administration and management. While at university, from 2017, since basically 2-3 years ago, I took a job part-time as a sales assistant because I wanted to invest in crypto, but I had my savings, and I invested all my savings, and even though I was not getting out, and maybe your parents give you money, take 20 euros and go, with your friends, even when you're 18, it happens if you don't have a job, you're studying. But I said, I want to invest in crypto. What do? I took a job as a sales assistant. I was lucky with no experience and was part-time, like 18 hours a week, plus extra work. And I worked up until like 24, sometimes 30 hours even. And then I had university. And I found other side hustles to make like money. And basically majority of the money, basically from 50% above the paycheck, the moment it hit my bank account, it was instantly converted in crypto. And I did that for 3-4 years, the whole bear market. And of course, last round I made something. So it was good. It was good. Definitely used the 2017 as a big experience, and saw the potential for sure. And studied the whole bear market, invested the whole bear market. So definitely like dollar cost averaging functions.
Yeah. I mean, I think what I've seen from people who succeed versus fail in crypto is a lot of people kind of just leave when it starts to kind of go down and it's not all the hype and stuff. So kind of what made you have like such belief that like this was gonna pull off? Because like you said, 4 years of just in the bear market, just all the money just
I
going.
completely understand your point, and it's not easy. It's not easy. A lot of people get into crypto. It depends the time you get into crypto. Of course, you may. A lot of people are saying to me, "Oh, you got lucky, man. You got lucky. You got in a 2-3K BDC, man." I didn't get in a 2-3K BDC with thousands of dollars. I had a couple hundreds of dollars, not BC, of dollars invested. And so, of course, it depends on where your entry point is. Of course, that's important. But if you actually see the potential of the industry, I'm not saying about all the crypto, but in general, also as we have seen with the bank run, like with the bank crisis going on, people having difficulties in basically moving money around the world, accessing money, spending their money during COVID, during after COVID, after all the inflation stuff. If you see what is going on worldwide, it makes you really think crypto is definitely something you need. So for sure, I think crypto people in general are like seen as aliens by you know normal people. I mean, it's not in a bad way, of course, for both. But we just think differently because a majority of people have been taught, to think in a certain way. You do this, and that. Crypto people think in a completely different way. And of course, I use banks, man. I'm not a crypto maximalist or anything of that sort. I use banks because at the end of the day, crypto is not that mainstream. Of course, you go in Dubai, you can buy houses, cars, watches, do what the fuck you want basically with crypto. But in the rest of the world, it still functions with fiat. So, of course, you still use banks. But yeah, definitely crypto. I use banks for like I don't keep a lot in banks to be honest. I just put a couple thousand in the bank account, and when it goes below a certain threshold, I just cash out a little bit more. I just wanna have that amount there, not because I'm like paranoid about banks, but I just rather prefer owning my own thing. And I know if not even in crypto, it could be in stable coins or whatever, but it's like in my own wallets, ledgers, whatever. So that's basically it, like owning your assets. Well,
Yeah, you always hear that saying like, not your keys, not your coins.
exactly.
People don't worry about it. They're like, oh, it'll be fine until the exchange goes down, and then like the time you don't do it is probably the time it's just gonna fail, and then you're gonna lose it all.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, during the FTX collapse, who would have thought, about the FTX collapse? Unfortunately, I was not affected by it, but I was very active on Twitter, like looking at news and stuff. And I do remember having a friend who basically I knew he didn't have a ledger. He's one of those friends that bought a couple $1,000s of crypto, has a 9 to 5, but it's just secondary. Crypto is secondary. It's like building something. It was bear market already, so his holding were like minus 70, 80%, whatever. Main thing is I knew I had this gut feeling he was holding still everything on FTX. And I said, man, I don't know if that's true about this Binance beef with FTX. Just, do one thing, withdraw everything. into a different exchange if you don't have a wallet. Some people don't really use MetaMask because I don't know, they're not like really. It's too difficult for them to set up a MetaMask. I don't know. So I said, just move to a different exchange. And no, man, it's FTX, second biggest exchange. It cannot happen. And then I said, man, just move it. It really costs a couple of minutes. And if nothing happens, then it's better. But if it happens, you're like safe. So in the end, he moved it. Less than 24 hours later, FTX was down, withdrawal halted, and he called me and thanked me. I was like, oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Not your keys, absolutely not your coins.
Yeah, so good friendship right there. You saved him.
Yeah.
Would you say like going to the university to do economics or whatever else you said was that worth it? Do you think?
Was it worth it? I did business administration and management, and I will tell you this: this was my first lesson. Okay, it was business and management. My first lesson. I got in. Professor was amazing, man. I loved him. He had a way that some people have a really good way of teaching. Okay, so I was really going to basically only that lesson because I didn't go to lesson a lot. Because I could skip lesson, so I just stayed at home or like in the library studying already and like studying crypto and university stuff. I was like doing that instead of going to lesson. But I do remember his first lesson was so fucked up, man, because like it started lesson. Why did you choose this curriculum? This thing. Why didn't you? You want to be an engineer, you go study engineering. You want to be a doctor, you go study medicine. Why are you here? That's technically speaking, unless you don't want to become like CEO of like a multinational company, to be a manager or something in that niche, and not an accountant, of course, but to be a manager, you don't really need a degree. I mean, you just need, if you don't have a degree, you can technically like start from the start small, slowly building up your reputation in the company, and you can have a decent position in 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is, depending on your luck. So that already I was like, what the fuck, man? It's my first lesson. You're basically telling me just don't come, change stuff, it was a bit like that. But I mean, university especially economics in general, helped me in like I can read a balance sheet, do like accounting, of course, and I do a lot of management kind of stuff. But if your question, just to answer briefly your question, did it really help me in my crypto journey? The answer is no, and zero, like absolutely zero. And a lot of the times, I gotta tell you this. I don't know if I can tell you this in the podcast.
Don't if
Because
you can't.
the thing is, I was during my time in the university, I was beginning to be a good friend of Nagato. Our friendship was basically like starting, and he was still at university, and we were like talking. Man, he studied the same thing, by the way, in Milan. I studied in Venice. And he was like, man, I don't know, man, I don't like it. I want to quit. I want to do the same. But then you have the parents that say, you need university, man. You need to do a university, get a job, blah, blah, blah. And in the end, I stayed at the university and continued university, even though, to be honest, I wanted to quit. I just wanted to finish it. I was in Italy. You have 3 + 2 years. I just did the first 3 years, and the last 2 years you can get like a specification in a niche you want in marketing, finance, whatever. Nagato, on the other hand, said to their parents, yeah, I'm going to the university. He had an apartment in Milan rented, and he took the tuition of the university and he threw it all into crypto. So, man, this is like movie shit, this shit you see in movies. Like, I was like, man, when he told me that, and then at the end, he quitted university, and I think he told his parents or their parents found out. But man, this is like, of course, a big believer in the crypto stuff. Of course, I would have done the same, but it requires balls also to do these kind of things.
Yeah,
So
damn.
yeah, he took the tuition, man, in crypto, and quitted university without saying nothing. Like, G move, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. To briefly answer your question, no, I, if it really helped me in crypto, no, no, not at all.
That's insane. He hasn't told that story before. He said he dropped out. Well, at least from
It
what I've
dropped
seen.
out, yeah, but in with style.
Take the tuition. Oh wow, that's incredible. Yeah, that was interesting because I was going to ask you, are you guys actually brothers? Because I know you call people brother and people like call their friends brothers.
No, we're
but,
not
like,
brothers. We're not brothers. We actually met back in the days, on a because to another friend of ours, because it's like a trio, that he on Twitter is actually Zero Ika.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you know him. Okay. So basically, we basically got each other like together from different Facebook groups, then Instagram. Then we met Nagato on Instagram. In the beginning, when it was starting out, it was not called Crypto Nagato; it was called Crypto Samurai. Then he changed the name to Crypto Nagato, when he had like 5,000 followers, something like that. And then we just said, well, "Where are you from? Italy. Where are you from? Italy?" I said, wait a minute. Where are you from exactly in Italy? Milan, Venice. It's like 3 hours something by train. So we actually, after a few months of talking each day back and forth, we actually met. And same day with Zero Ika, is actually like 1 hour away from my hometown in Italy. And so that's how the friendship basically grew from the start, and everything started. So it was totally random. We met on the internet, man. And then we met in real life, and we basically, I was talking more to him than friends that I've been known for like years and years and years, simply because we shared, both with Nagato and Zurika, we shared the same passions, the same ambitions. I want to do this, that, become this and that. And so yeah, it was cool. And then in the end, in 2021, yeah, 2020, no, 20 February last year, no, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we moved to, or already 2 years ago, we moved to Dubai, and it was cool. And so it was, I don't know. Sometimes I think about it and I say, man, it's kind of destiny was written somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's like my brother that I don't have because I don't have a brother. So yeah, same as a brother. But yeah, there is a big friendship there for sure.
Yeah. I just always wonder
It's
because
actually in Bangkok too.
yeah, I knew you guys. I always saw pictures of you guys together and like traveling and stuff, and you always
Yeah,
talking. So
yeah, we travel together a lot of times. I mean, we either, on the same plane, or we meet at a different airport. For instance, he departs from Milan, I go from Venice, then we meet in Dubai, or we meet directly in Dubai, whatever. Then we meet in wherever we go. So it's fun. It's fun.
yeah. Where's the favorite place you visited? Because I know you've been kind of traveling around recently.
Yeah, I've been traveling around. It depends. To be honest, I gotta say, I've never traveled this much. I mean, I've traveled a bit, like in high school, with like these trips you go, and another time, like 2016, I went to like Madrid, and that's it, man. I went to Germany and Madrid like a couple
Just
times. That's
Europe.
it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Europe. I stayed in Europe. So gotta say for sure, Dubai is sick, man. It's fantastic. But it's also, I don't know. I will definitely spend a few months there per year, also because I have to. But it's super expensive from parting, like, kind of thing, and there is like a lot of making also friends there. Is I've seen it's not super easy, but it's a great city from like security standpoint. It's phenomenal. You can just leave stuff on the table, and
Yeah.
no one will touch them. But then I said to Nagato, let's go Asia, man. I wanna visit Asia. I wanna do something. So we went to Bangkok, and I gotta say here it is a bit crazy. There is always something to do. Every day is like the weekend. There is always a new club you have not seen. Always a new bar. All people are like super friendly in all Asia, from my experience. And then we went to like Singapore and a few places in Europe also. But I gotta say, Singapore is sick. It's like Dubai, but without the sand. Just put more green in it, and it's like Dubai. So it's expensive, like equally, basically. But it's really, really sick. But I mean, my favorites is difficult because I have to say between Dubai and Bangkok, to be honest. Because the thing is, in Dubai, you have like everything. If you live there, you have like security, you live good, you have a lot of stuff to do. The only not like super good thing is the ex- expensive, man. It's expensive like crazy.
In Bangkok.
Um, no, in
Oh,
Dubai.
Dubai, yeah.
Because when I reason about places to go, I like to just reasoning. My reasoning behind it is what you get for what you pay for. So essentially, in Dubai, you get the same thing you get in Bangkok, but in Bangkok you get them for way less. So I have my pool, I have my sauna, I have my gym, I have everything. In the condo. Taxis are way cheaper. You want a restaurant, there is multitude of different restaurants from different part of the world. So you have everything. Clubs way more cheaper. Like so, I just reason like this. Rent is way more cheaper also. So definitely like. If I gotta choose right now, probably Bangkok because it's probably been the place I've been the most like for longer. But also it's between like Bangkok and Dubai to be honest. Like they're same
Yeah, sure. I have
for
heard,
now. For now.
yeah, for now. I've heard quite a lot of guys like move into like Thailand and like Bali because they say it's like cheap and
Yeah, I wanna. I mean, the thing is, I gotta tell you, it's not super cheap. I mean, as you see on YouTube, they're like the thing I hate about Thailand are like all those people that keep bragging I live in Thailand, live with that, but then they live actually like bad, man. They live like in hostels or stuff like that. So if you want to live good in Thailand, at least I think 2.5 3K is what you need because you can eat out, eat at home when you want. You basically go around the city with taxis, whatever you want. Clubbing, you pay rent in a good location, in like good condo and everything. So yeah, it's way cheaper if you compare to this is everything like groceries, everything included, man. 2.5 3K at least is what you need to live comfortably.
yeah.
And but I've seen a lot of people actually coming to Thailand too, like either like all digital nomads or they have a business or there is a guy actually like upstairs that I've met is from China and lives here and he's like he created like a crypto bot and man, the crypto bot that works, you don't see them online because his bot makes like $300 to $500 a day, and I saw it like growing. And of course, it doesn't like open source it. It's crazy. It's just crazy how many people like he's a genius, but it's like different. It's the kind of stuff. How many people have an online business in 2023? I mean, it's like normal, pretty normal. But it's the good thing about traveling and like getting to know people and networking with these kind of people is you get their experience and what they do. So there's always someone that does either crypto or I do forex, I do ecom. I mean, there is a lot of gurus out there on you or YouTube video that tell you how to make this with ecom, but there are really like people or like marketing agencies because marketing agencies, SaaS, SMMA, whatever, it became crazy after Iman Gadzhi went viral. Whatever, everyone wants to have an SMMA now, but in reality, there are people like actually making money with this kind of stuff. but you don't see them like on bragging online because they are like working. So
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's interesting you bring up Iman Gadzhi. I saw you did you shared a post from him, something to do with like when you put your money in the bank, it's no longer safe. It's not really yours. Like, it's in the trust of the bank, and you put like a goat emoji, so like greatest of all time. So
No,
do you,
I like Iman and his ways of thinking. No, don't get me wrong. I think he is definitely good in what he does, and his agency did pretty good. And it's crazy how he recorded basically his whole life and everything he did. Um, I think he's a marketing genius, man. Because with all these videos he posted, in reality, he doesn't give a shit about making money with the course he's selling. He doesn't care about the money. His real business is the agency flow software. So for instance, I have like my course, I sell it, and the people I sell the course to get access to the agency flow. For I teach people how to create agencies. They use my software to put everything of their agency and manage everything. So essentially, I get clients for my new software, and that's why his course is values in making banks with the course, but he's investing all the money back into either advertising or back into the other business. So his real goal is getting people onto the agency flow, test it, fix bugs, etc. Having a high retention of people, like actually renewing the membership or whatever it is, and then sell the software, okay, for millions. Okay, so that's why, and that's a lot of people that what they I think don't get is that he's a genius. He's definitely, and I envy him because man, I'm 25. It's like now I think just turned 23, something like that. He
24?
is like
Yeah, something like that.
23, 24. Yeah, so we are like same age. I'm not even close to like what he achieved. But so yeah, great inspiration. Is a great guy, I think, and definitely like what he does. So yeah.
Are there any other people who you say like inspired or like mentored you a lot on your journey?
Well, I met a lot like different kind of people. So I would say probably like you already know like Nagato and Zurika, but they're not like super big people like back in days. Like recently, I gotta say like Iman, and I listen to different kind of podcasts while I work. So normally I listen to music while I work, but then I started like listening to podcasts. Is I think is a better way of spending actually your time because normally you say, "Wow, a podcast is 3 hours. I will never listen to it." But then you start working at the PC, and you're like 2 hours in, you don't even notice it.
Mm.
So I gotta say, I've listened to the podcast of Iman, and I don't remember actually the name. It's like the TikTok guy with like the white hair. I don't remember the
White
name.
hair. No,
Man, let me get the name. Just a second.
sure.
And I also listen to like the podcast of Strike It Big is called the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, that was
Strike It
a
Big.
solid one.
I mean, it's a great podcast. And then, of course, like podcast on Strike It Big, I listen to the Iman Ghazi one and the Andrew Tate one. So, I mean, Andrew Tate, a lot of controversy there, but I mean, he's speaking a lot of facts. A lot. I mean, it depends. A lot of the times, he has said some random shit, to just go viral. Because also there, I think another marketing genius, man. Say what you want, but these
Yeah,
guys are marketing geniuses. So yeah, and not that I support everything he said, but definitely he says a lot of real stuff about like Matrix and everything. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of real.
yeah. I agree.
So yeah, I mean mainly these two, yeah.
You say you like listen to podcasts like while you're working. What does your like work look like now currently?
So my work right now is I do crypto, of course. Whether it is like deep diving into a project, okay, but it doesn't require my whole day. I don't work like the whole day, to be honest. It depends. Some day I may work, some day I may work less. Okay, but mainly my work is I open the charts. If I have a setup, I log on Bybit and I try to like place a trade. If it goes well, all right. If it goes south, I don't like try to force it on over trade. It's okay. And then I have, of course, my spot holdings. I mean, they're there. I don't really even monitor them anymore. So mainly I day trade or swing trade depending on the occasion. BTC and Ethereum. I don't really touch altcoins with leverage. And I have my newsletter, but it's like I write the newsletter just on Monday, Tuesday, so it's not like the whole week and cost me like 1-2 hours of writing only. And then I have like my Instagram page to keep active, even though I'm not really super active in there because I hate Instagram. It's just a shit platform. I don't even know why I started there. But the thing is, my community is there. I want to like transfer it to Twitter, but it's super hard. And then I kind of have, as you know, I mean, with my page, I've run some ads for companies. So I've started like saying, you know what, I'm a building marketing agency, sort of thing. So I also have like a marketing agency, but it's only like 3 months old. It's not taking a lot of time, but we do marketing for like ads for companies, and not right now. We haven't started like influencer collabs. So since my niche is crypto, for crypto pages, for crypto influencer, crypto companies, and then websites. For now, the main issue is like me and other guys, but I'm not into the outreach. I don't want to do any outreach myself. I'm lazy in that way because I've tried it and it's not really my style, you know. So I'm like now kind of hiring people to do the outreach for me. And then I'm like the social media manager of like an NFT project that is called Red Lion, and it's like a weekly periodical magazine, like basically, um, how can I say, records on the blockchain important news of a particular week. So you can basically store history on your blockchain. So there is all this throw in. There is not like a really typical working day for me. It can start early and I can finish early, or I can finish a lot later, you know. So yeah,
Yeah, you got
it is
quite
like
a,
like this basically.
quite a bit going on there.
Yeah,
More than you can see from the outside, I would say.
yeah.
So yeah, you're still trading a lot. Are there what like the main mistakes like you or people generally make when like trying to trade?
So if you mean like investing or day trading,
Day
if you
trading.
mean like day trading, main thing is something I actually did what 1 or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, when BTC was on 19K. I actually was short in BTC from 23.7 and I closed my position at 22.7. So I made a good money there. And then I said, okay, let's wait. I placed like an order, but since I'm in Asia session, kind of sucks because the US session opens at 8:30, 8:30, 9:30, depends on the time changes. I think now it's still 8:30 p.m. for me. Opens the stock market. So a lot of the times when I'm asleep, stuff start moving, you know. And during that BDC crash, I had a pen in order, but it was super small. I got liquidated, but it's fine. And I already said, no, it's a small order, but if we get the Armageddon, I know I only lose this much money. So essentially, I placed the order to average in later on if we in the event when went lower. But I was asleep, so I didn't. It was like a nuke. It like just started going down, and then I said, okay, we are here at 19 something, okay, and I was placing longs, man, like crazy. Uh, but of course, there are people that enter a long position or a short position, and they don't place a stop. Okay, so and of course, I was targeting much higher levels, so I would have made a bank like on BDC. And I basically entered longs, 6 longs on BDC, and I got stopped out 6 times. Not because my like stop loss was super like close, not that, not even that. But of course, I if I place a trade and you don't have a stop, man, what if the price goes south? There are like people saying, yeah, but I enter small, and then if the price goes south, I average until what? Until what? You have 100% margin of that long of your account, and the price keeps going south, you get liquidated. So I think that's a big risk, and that's a big common mistake people make. And of course, I got stopped out, and it sucks because I would have made like 20, 30K on that long alone. But it is what it is. You gotta accept that and move on. So I think that's a lot of what people like common mistake that people make. And another thing that people make is like, especially in day trading. I don't like day trading, man. I always said I'm more of a swing trader because by swinging, of course, you get bigger moves and you make bigger profits. But of course, you make more money in those like big moves. But of course, by day trading, you have like more opportunities for sure, because you are constantly looking at the screen, man. But it's stressful, man. That's why I don't really like, because when I'm in opposition, the mistake people make is they enter. Let's say a lot of people don't even put stop loss TP. They enter, they put the TP, and then they think about the stop loss. I think you should have like a stop loss in your mind even before like entering and knowing your enterprise. I think a lot of people like enter a trade and they are constantly then looking at the chart to do what, essentially. I cannot understand if you're looking at the chart because you want the trade to go into your favor, then move your stop in profit, whatever, and then risk-free trade. But like moving the stop, as long as you're in a bit of profit, 99% of the times leads to you getting stopped out. So you enter a trade, you bet a certain amount. If the trade goes in my favor, I do this, I make this. If the trade goes in not my favor, I do a small D, I lose this. So you should reason like this and only move your stop once the trade is in a lot of profit. Start moving the stop, break even, then in profit. So that's I think another common mistake people make. And as I was saying, you don't really need to look at the chart all day. You can just close the chart. What I do when I place a trade, I close the chart. Otherwise, I know myself. I'm gonna stare at the chart all day. You just place alerts on your phone, and I have like an Apple Watch only for trading view alerts. I don't really use an Apple Watch for like time and trading view alerts, because I have placed multiple alerts and say, oh, I got stopped. Oh, moving in more profit. I just place my alerts on key levels, and I get notified like that. So I don't really need to watch the position. So that's another suggestion to say to people: don't look at the charts. Otherwise, you will act on emotion, start moving your stops, start moving your TP, and there is a reason why you entered that trade in the first place. Let that reason play out. If you get stopped out, you are wrong. It's fine.
Yeah. For anyone wondering, TP is just a take profit level. And they might not be dialed in on all the crypto lingo. But yeah, you mentioned like controlling your emotions. I think that is like not just day trading, but even like long-term investing is like
Absolutely. Like a lot of people don't can do that because they want every instant gratification. I know it sounds repetitive. A lot of gurus say instant gratification, but it's true. A lot of people want everything. All of a sudden, they enter a trade. They say, "Oh, I want to make money." It requires time, dedication, effort. Most of the time. You know, your decision can be right, but if you don't let it play out. I also did that. I bought cryptos and then I said, "Oh shit, this thing is not moving." I sold it, and then 2 months later, I would have made a lot of money, man. So of course, uh, it happens, and you shouldn't definitely act. Acting on emotion is good a lot of the time, okay? But don't like FOMO into a position or out of the position, because emotion is also what makes you act on like impulses. Majority of the time, that act you're gonna do is wrong, okay? But sometimes it may also save your ass. So uh, people say to be emotionless 100% of the time is not really true. I mean, yes and no.
Yeah, okay. That's the thing I like a lot about your and Nagato's content is you seem to focus also on like the self-improvement kind of stoicism aspects of you kind of bring that into the trading and investing, which I think is really important. Like one of these business gurus called Sam Ovens said that people don't have business problems, they have like personal problems that leak into their business, and how I think it makes a lot of sense that you need to be able to, I guess, have your brain working optimally to be able to do like trading, investing, and stuff.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
How would you say like stoicism has impacted you? I think Nagato probably talks about it a bit more than you, but
Nagato definitely talks more about it. Definitely, like when day trading, man, I don't really share a lot my position on social media because I'm more a little bit less stoic than Nagato for sure. I'm like more a degen. So yeah, but for sure I agree from like a mental standpoint. Yeah, I completely agree. What you do in like your life also reflects in your work life. So that I agree with. But yeah, from like investing stuff side of things, I'm more like a DJ a lot of the time. So
yeah.
I don't share my positions though because people may copy it. And if I lose money, it's fine. If other people, unfortunately, when you get to not that I'm famous or Nagato is super famous, but we've noticed that people just tend to copy you. I said, "Oh guys, I bought this crypto. Oh, let me go buy it." Do your own research, guys. Like, yeah, at least look at the website, the roadmap, this and that. Oh no, I trust you, man. So that's why we don't really share a lot of digital moves we do. But yeah, a lot of people, unfortunately, reason like that's their reasoning to everything they do in crypto, and that's a lot of the times why they get wrecked because they just trust all these influencers. And influencer, majority of the time, they just dump on you. Not that Nagata and I do this because we got offered a decent amount of money to just go like tokens pre-launch of a crypto, then share to your audience. And I said, no, man, what the fuck is this? Then you see other people do it, and it sucks, man. But you know, uh, yeah, don't really trust influencers, especially with like small caps, medium caps coin. They 99% of the times you get wrecked. The bigger the influencer, the bigger you should stay away from it. But like tweets about crypto and stuff.
Yeah. You mentioned like you're a manager for like an NFT project. What are your
Hmm.
thoughts on NFTs?
So I gotta say, like NFTs, I never been like super into NFTs. I always kind of despised NFTs. During the last run, I just threw a bit of money into random NFT projects because I had no really metrics coming from like an investing perspective where I could see a website, white paper, team, etc., and everything. I don't really know why I should buy like a JPEG on the internet. What's the utility behind it? What's that behind it? So I just started throwing money at random JPEGs. But then actually, when I started working with Red Lion, I actually saw that there are like NFT projects and community behind these projects, and some of the projects a lot of projects are like scams, man. But a lot of projects are actually have a team behind working their ass off. And of course, you have a lot of flippers inside the NFT worlds that just want to buy something to flip it the day later. But you actually have, and that's something I actually didn't expect a lot. Collectors, like decent collectors, like buying because they like the art and they want to just store it. So that it's just people with bunch of money, so they cannot actually afford to buy the certain kind of pieces that cost a lot of money, and they just store it like a painting. So it's fascinating for sure. But myself, not super into NFTs, like investing into NFTs. I'm more like into projects itself, like crypto projects.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. From what I kind of think about, like there obviously are good ones, but like there's a lot of useless ones. But I think the best ones are the ones where there's like, if you buy the crypto, then you can get the NFT. You're in like a community and stuff. It's actually utility a bit to the NFTs. I was going to put it back. This was the thing I was going to ask, but I forgot. Was speaking of like having your brain and body kind of working, what do you do for like your like health and diet and stuff? So you're
So, this question is perfect for Nagato because Nagato is more like gym guy and
carnivore diet or something he's doing, isn't
like diet because he's like a healthy guy. I'm not super healthy from that standpoint because I'm very lucky. I can eat whatever I want. I don't put in weight. Okay, one day this thing will end and it will become like probably fat, and you will have to eat the gym. But until that happen, I'm not really into the gym because I'm like lazy. I just get bored into the gym, so I don't go to the gym. And I actually smoke. I'm not like trying to quit though, but I actually smoke. Trading is stressful, man. A cigarette helps. Coffee, cigarettes. But yeah, I don't do any kind of drugs for sure, no. But I mean, of course, weekends come. You have drink there. I'm not super like into like DJing also like in lifestyle. But yeah, I mean, I should definitely become more healthy. Get like a diet or something. I know that's a decent heads up you just did to me. Um, but yeah, not really a great question for me.
Okay.
I just can't say people don't copy me because it's not healthy.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be doing pretty all right so far, so maybe you don't need it. But yeah, but the thing with like trying to quit smoking, I think a good thing is don't say like you're trying to quit, just say you have quit, because then it like shifts the identity.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. Actually, the thing is, I don't have cigarettes right now, but I don't want to buy them. I would. I mean, it's like, to be honest, it's like my first day not smoking. So it's not been like a super long, period of time not smoking. But yeah,
Alright, nice. Yeah. What do you think like is next for crypto? Like with the current situation, I think it's the mainstream media at least 100 times has said Bitcoin is dead.
I mean, yeah, Bitcoin has been dead like 10,000 times if you look at the media. Definitely don't look at the media.
Yeah.
But I think what's next for crypto, I actually shared like a thread on Twitter like yesterday. I mean, if you look, of course, long term, crypto is here to stay. 2024, 2025, I'm super highly bullish on that time. 2024, there is a halving. 2025, I think it's the end of 2024, beginning 2025 is going to be like bull run, epic bull run. 2023, I mean, it's kind of complicated. It all depends on fundamentals, to be honest. It's not really charting things anymore because we have interest rate hikes, we have banks crashing, CPI numbers, all these things influence the market. Crypto and stocks are correlated a lot. And that's what a lot of people, especially like maximalists, don't want to believe. But yeah, we have seen BTC rising. And of course, all the crypto maximalists were like, oh my God, yeah, bank run, bank failure, rising BTC is pumping you. This is why BTC was created. I mean, man, you don't really wanna like live in a world where bank go bust, okay? Because okay, yeah, you're rich, you're like crypto rich, but then the rest of the world goes to shit, man. That literally, it's not really a good ideal world to live in. Also, because at the end of the day, you actually cannot spend your BDC where you live. You need to like cash out into fiat in your bank account, and then you can spend your money. So we're not there yet.
No, and
But I don't think BDC rose due to the bank run. Definitely was secondary, was like this narrative, of course, helped the price to go higher. But I think it rose a lot for one thing. CPI came in positive because last month we didn't have a lot of a super high rate. So this month it was supposed to be 50 bps point. It's gonna be probably, it's today actually, yeah, it's Wednesday. It's today. It's coming out. It's gonna probably be either 25 fully priced in or zero. So no change at all. If it's zero, the market is gonna skyrocket to probably 30, 32K, and then from there we will see because it's a big resistance. If it's 25, I mean, it's priced in, so we will have to see how the stock market opens. You see, stock market, because it's everything is correlated. So BTC hasn't ramped up like what 40%, something like 1 week, less than a week, whatever it is, just because banks it's higher and higher and higher, just because it got. I mean, the market got injected by the Federal Reserve by billions and billions and billions of dollars. I think 300, 400, 500 billions injected into the market. It was since I think 2021, the federal balance sheet was like inactive. They were not printing money. They're back at printing money, like in COVID. So a lot of people, when we had this crash during COVID, they were like, no, it's going lower, lower, lower. Then they started printing, boom, economy higher. Then they stopped printing, bear market tanked. So of course, it all depends. How long are they gonna print money for? Because they cannot print money forever. They're gonna like crush the the actual fiat system and inflation if they do that. So we'll have to see. Because this month bullish for sure. I mean, CPI positive, interest rates like lower than expected, and billions injected in the market. That's why we're pumping. We will have to see in like 1 2 months how much will inflation be due to this money printing and CPI and rates not high rates hike. So we'll have to see. So it's all a big question. I'm like more conservative in my approach. If we pump, I'm gonna take profit. I don't care. I mean, I'm a crypto guy. Don't get me wrong. But if you make 40, 50% of BTC, whatever, and then you, of course, you're not saying leverage, just spot, and then your altcoins start pumping because now BTC is the time of BTC to shine. Then stuff will change. BTC dominance will go down. Alts will pump out from BTC. Of course, I'm gonna take profits because this could be one of the pump of 2023. Then we could have another leg lower. Of course, if we don't have that leg lower, I will just find another trade setup. That's why people, I think, that's my emotion kind of thing I talked before. This is like for me, it's like having a plan and going with that plan. So this is my plan. Other people have other plan. Other people prefer to like do nothing and hold. So that you, let's see, we actually pump. Okay, 200-300% of a random altcoins. You don't take profits. Then it dumps 50-60%. You could have bought a lot way more or cash out the profit and bought the same amount. So I mean, there are a lot of different styles. So that's like my view on this. But yeah, of course, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, it's totally part of the game. I'll just find another setup. So it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my view. I don't really think BDC has pumped due to their bank run narrative, more money printing and good news. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
I can't remember who it was, but someone on Twitter I saw they had this kind of thing where if they were in a lot of profit, they would say, would I rather this go up? So say it's gone up 50%, would they say like, would I rather this go up 50% again versus it going down 50%? Which one would the pain outweigh to get the happiness? And I think that's a pretty good way to look at it, like, because people just get really excited, like, oh, it's going to keep going up, and then they just don't take profit. It's like, it's another big mistake, I think.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. One thing. Yeah. What would you think about CBDCs?
I mean, I personally think, I mean, crypto people don't like them, but I mean, majority of crypto people don't like them. There are crypto, there are like basically will help CBDCs. Okay, I'm not like talking in projects in particular, but like just look at this. I know it's really, like how do you say, like I'm crazy, like you're crazy for thinking it, but like the fiat system is dying. Okay, you've seen it from inflation. I have like some relatives from Argentina. They came to visit to it in Italy like a couple months ago. I said, "Hi, how you doing?" In Argentina, the situation is terrible. Inflation rose more than 100%. So if I go to Argentina, yeah, man, I'm a boss there. Okay, because I can afford everything, party for cheap, whatever. But for people there, it's completely shit. They don't earn anything, and the prices they change. Imagine you go to the supermarket, the prices change every day. They have to change prices, or even at bars, etc. So we will get to that point also in Europe and in the US, I think, because the thing is, yeah, they're like trying to save the market and this and that, but they're like when they're printing money, they're like destroying the US dollar. This situation of the Federal Reserve saying, yeah, we're gonna come down to the 2% inflation rate one day, we're working on it, right? Interest rate hike. The thing is, if they keep rising interest rate, the market will collapse. Okay, because people, a lot of companies, they rely on line of credit. Okay, so if
Yeah.
the rates go higher, they just can't afford cars, rent, offices, all this kind of stuff. So they will lay off a bunch of people, and that's how the economic collapse, can begin. So they cannot afford it to like keep rising interest rates. They know inflation will never be to 2%, man. I think inflation is way higher than it's reported. I think 2 3 years, because I think like this. Maybe maybe a bit later for other people. I mean, I think 2 3 years we will see CBDCs, which are already like active in China, because I've seen the news. But they're working on it. Both Europe and US in the US. I mean, they know the fiat system is fucked, so they're already preparing everything. The bad thing of CBDCs is you don't really have privacy, because everything you spend is digital. You cannot. I mean, it's good for taxes and stuff and being transparent, but if you get fined, for instance, and you don't have the money to get fined because a lot of families, they live paycheck to paycheck, so they have money for rent, the food, and a few other things. But if something unexpected happens, like a fine, okay, a parking ticket, okay, you don't have the money for it because you need to pay rent. With CBDC, what is happening is the fine gets deducted the same moment you get the fine from your bank account, like this. So you don't actually own your money. Like now, you don't own your money, okay? But with CBDC, it's gonna be like even like more the concept of like not owning everything. You just have like coins, like in a video game there, and
Government can just
the
take them.
glitch can remove them all. So yeah, crypto will definitely still play an important role also when CBDC period will come.
Because I know a lot of the people in crypto have concerns about, like you said, the government control and just and even people talk about a social credit system where they just track everything, like, oh, you burnt more carbon, so we're just gonna take more money off you and stuff. So yeah, how do you think that relates to like decentralization? Do you think crypto is still going to be allowed? Because I know they have tried to kind of get rid of it a bit, but
Like decentralization for crypto. I mean, I think crypto, like decentralized projects, will always be there. But if you're like talking about like more privacy coins, I mean, I don't really think those will have a long life. A lot of people are like fans of Monero or other private coins. I mean, I really am not. It's one thing of like being there are two sides of crypto. Is one, the one of I'm a fan of is like you own your money, you own your wealth, okay, uh, and also it's transparent. Whether with fiat is not, you can just have physical, digital, fiat currency. But with crypto, you can also um, like how can I say it's trackable. Okay, there are a lot of people that are coming in the space. They think crypto is used by criminals because they are like naive. They've seen this deep web stuff. So of course, privacy coin is not a big fan because the stuff will be regulated at some point. So yeah, I can be tracked. Of course, I can do like shady stuff, moving money here and there, but I can be tracked. I can still be tracked, okay, by authorities, regulators, etc. But I still own my crypto. Okay, so it's still there. But all these people using, of course, crypto for like illicit ways, it's not good. So I think if we can stop that, that's way better. So I think also when you have governments against you, one day all these privacy coins will probably like go away. Definitely.
Yeah. I heard some people talk about that how Bitcoin and ETH especially are like not as decentralized as people say. Like, is that true? Do you have any thoughts on that? There's quite a
What do you
few
mean?
that there's like quite a few large nodes that take like a lot of the transactions.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you don't know who operates those nodes. But yeah, I mean, for sure, like there are a lot of crypto that look decentralized. That are not very decentralized. That's like the crypto dilemma. But I'm not really, that kind of person in crypto that is in love with a particular crypto. I just trade based on opportunities, and when the trade comes, I take it. When it reaches my exit point, bye bye. If it's ETH, QNT, XRP, whatever, I don't care. I mean, of course, I'm here for the like technology and stuff, but one big lesson I learned back in the days is never marry a project, never fall in love for a project, because I did. I did with a ton of projects, man, and I held, and always going higher, 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 and then it was back to my entry point, or I was in a 90% drawdown. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, basically.
You think it's like, but you do think there are definitely properly decentralized projects, because some people say it's not even really possible, which I don't think I agree with.
I mean, yeah, there are, I think, but you can count them probably in your one hand, because I mean, a lot of projects seem decentralized because they have a lot of, you know, wallets, a lot of holders. But I mean, I could like spread my holdings in different wallets and actually being, the one actually controlling the most of the supply. I mean, we have seen like Luna when they made a poll about yes and no, the fork or try to save Luna, and then became Luna Classic. The vote was already 51% at the start because I mean they owned Dokwan, whatever it was rigged. All these DAOs. You can vote based. The community decides. No, the community decides nothing. Okay, like Justin Sun with all these Just or other cryptos, all these DAOs. He owns the majority of the supplies. He has the final decision. He just, gets you to believe you have a decision. You don't. No one really does. So also DAO's concept, I'm not a really big fan of. It's a great concept, definitely not working, because I mean we've seen it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful navigating the world of crypto. Yeah, I think we'll wrap up here. I appreciate you doing this. Yeah, any closing messages?
Any important messages? I'm not really good with this, but I will go with this. When I was starting out, I had a lot of people like saying, "Yeah, you're like a visionary, or you shouldn't be thinking like this," because a lot of people have been taught to follow a certain path. Go to school, go to university, find a job, live your life like this. But if you're passionate about something, it doesn't really mean that you cannot try. So you can still go like I did. Okay, go to the university and do it part time, or even if you don't want to go to the university, find a job, because you still need money, to live and everything. Find a job. While at the job, get a side hustle, and when your side hustle surpasses the amount of money you make with the job, just drop the job, invest 100% of your time in your side hustle. That becomes your full-time job. So there are a lot of like people that want to try to be an entrepreneur or having a business. It's not easy because people think it's immediate. Again, we come back to the instant gratification thing. It's not. It requires time, effort, and a lot of dedication, and it's stressful, to be honest, because a lot of the times, yeah, a lot of people don't want to. You see, especially in trading, you have a lot of 9 to 5 memes. Man, trading is a 9 to 5. I mean, it's even more than a 9 to 5 if you like day trading actively. It's just these gurus that want to sell you the dream. Oh, I wake up for 10 minutes, bam bam, close the trade, made 40 grand. It's not like that. I mean, yeah, you may be lucky, get a sniper entry, you get volatility. It's like one day in like a lifetime. But I mean, again, you don't want to go too long with this, but you have a vision, a skill, just you want to do something that is out of the ordinary, just go for it. Then if it doesn't happen, it's okay. You can just go back to try again, 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 again. If you failing is, I think it is important. Before crypto did something else, and I mean it failed on different projects. Then this one played out well, but yeah, you gotta try multiple stuff, and if you're like consistent, you have a passion about it, you will succeed eventually. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. And definitely don't trust other people's opinions, because I mean, yeah, hear them, okay, but don't really trust them, because they are, again, being taught to do this and that. So
Yeah.
and get surrounded by people who think the same like you think. So for me, I was lucky because I met Nagato and Zeroica. So every time I was stressed or I had a doubt or something, I had something to ask, I could like just pick up the phone. Hey, what do you think about this and that? So also having friends in this space helps in all spaces. So doing
Absolutely.
stuff alone is it sucks a lot of the times, especially like trading, because trading is like a solo profession. So a lot of the time you're like lonely. If you have friends to talk to, it's even better.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with that because I started doing that more over the last few years, and it's like a superpower, honestly. Like when you might have doubts, like you say, if you were by yourself, you might have actually quit, but you have other people there keep you in check and keep you accountable, and you can learn things from them as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's right about like just keep going and with your side hustle, because a lot of people, I think more people need to just fight. Like I feel like some people, they might try and then it gets a bit hard and they just stop and just give up and go back to their job. But it's like, what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
that's exactly like the opposite of what you should do. I mean, it is normal, it is normal to be hard. It is not easy again. Uh, Otherwise, everyone would, do this. It's not easy. But if you keep trying, and put your hand down, you will succeed eventually. One thing I haven't told you: when I was going to the university part time, working part time to save money to invest in crypto, I was barely going out, man. I was like, my friends couldn't like reach my phone. Oh, we want to go out to even a bar, party, this and that. No,
Don't have time for that.
even go for out for a walk. For mainly two reasons. I was locked in crypto, like studying. I didn't have time because I was either working, studying crypto, or studying and preparing exams for the university. So my time was limited, and of course, I didn't want to. I need to go out. If I go out, I'm gonna probably spend 20, 30, $40 euros in this and that because I need to pay this, dinner, whatever. Uh, if I go out like 3, 4 times a week, it's like a lot of money going out. I could actually dollar cost average. I know it sounds crazy, okay, but
Not to
I
me.
had like for a lot of people it is, but you do that for a certain period of time, and then now I'm like enjoying life. I don't really have to stay at home like all days to save in dollar cost. I haven't bought crypto in like 3, 4 years, to be honest. I mean, because with work I get paid in crypto, I make money with crypto, so I just cash out. So, but yeah, you just have to put your hands down, a head down, and do the work. And of course, there are sacrifices to be made. It's
Yeah.
not instant.
Sacrifice what you want, or what you want will become the sacrifice.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
it's just like, what's the alternative? People are just going to stay in their job till they're 70. It's like, well, you could just keep hustling and you get out.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. It's okay. A lot of the issue is that a lot of people want to enjoy, especially when you're like 18, 20, 21. Man, you want to get out. You want to go clubbing, partying, getting people. But if you can like delay this thing by a few years, you can definitely enjoy it even more when you're like 25, 26. You can like party harder, travel, do shit. So of course it's not easy. I mean, sometimes, of course, I went out too, but not really a lot of times. I was for a lot of friends when they saw me like outside, it was like, "Oh man, are you still alive?" Because I was not going out. Same with my parents. My parents, I think they were like kind of worried about me. Is everything okay? You're not getting out. Are you okay? Are you like depressed? No, man. I'm not depressed, mom. I'm not depressed. I'm like motivated as fuck. I want to do this, and that's how the only way I can do it.
Yeah, I see that with myself and also other people I know who are trying to do this kind of thing, where it's just like, no, I'm fine, just big dreams. Right.
Yeah, just leave me alone. Come back in a few years. Just tell this to people.
Yeah. I appreciate you doing this. Oh, it's been great.
It's been great actually. This is my first podcast, so hopefully it didn't suck.
No, I think you're good. Your English is good.
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Remember the it's kind of crazy. I remember like a few years ago, I think you followed me on Instagram. I was like, oh damn. I was like pretty hyped. I was like, oh, I actually been following this guy for ages. It was good to speak to
Yeah,
you.
but then I didn't saw you posting anything. You stopped there, and then you started, I think, podcasting.
Yeah, I also did YouTube for like fitness and health because, like you, I don't like Instagram as a platform. So I was like, I'm
No,
going somewhere else.
it's a random. It's a random. It's a random platform, man.
Yeah.
Man, I
Okay.
had Nagato like texting me because I have to meet him.
Oh
So
sure.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, go for it.
yeah. All right, guys. For everyone watching this, thanks for watching, and
Yeah.
thank you again, Owen, for having me. It was really fun. It
No
was really
problem.
fun.
Where should really quick? Where can people check you out? I'll put all the links and stuff.
So definitely, Instagram, and for everything like crypto related, just follow me on mainly Instagram, and I have this newsletter that I started 2 weeks ago that it now has like 1.6K people in, so it's slowly growing, and you will receive free alpha directly on your email. So once a week, you get an email. Follow me on Instagram for data updates, and also I will be back on YouTube one day also. I said this week. It's probably gonna be next week, but I'm gonna be back on YouTube with live streams.
Okay,
Okay, I'm done procrastinating.
that's fine. Right, the links will be in the description. Thanks for doing this. All right, have a good day. See ya.
Bye, man. See ya.